So I'm going to start a series on moon signs. One of the things I wanted to focus on, because the moon represents not just our emotional state, but our relationship with our mother or relationship with the feminine. So I thought it'd be good to go through some of those particulars. Now I did some videos at TikTok where I went into some detail, and obviously I can go into further detail here at YouTube. But one of the things that I thought would be fun is to go through the complexities of the moon signs. Now, I can't really go into the aspects and the houses and all of that sort of stuff, because that's more of like a personal reading type of arena, which I'm more than happy to do. If you wanted to know more about your moon sign, like your particular one, or someone in your family, or somebody that you know, you could easily do the Big 3 reading that I have available on the website. And that one, you could let me know you want me to focus mainly on the moon sign, but obviously I go through the sun and the rising sign as well. Otherwise, I'm going to create a reading that's to do with the mother-child relationship. And this can be really helpful if you are a mother and you want to understand your moon sign child. So what you can do to be the best, the higher vibration or the positive sort of female mother maternal experience for your child. And the reason this can be a benefit, if you understand their emotional needs and nature in depth, where you understand the houses and you understand all the aspects, everything, you then can work towards the most positive light so that you don't create a mother wound. Now, I don't say this to create pressure. It's not about that. It's about awareness. If you understand your child's emotional nature, you then form a healthier, high vibration energy for your child to then understand the emotional connection that they have to the feminine, that they have to mother. And this is important if you're dealing with a masculine, so it doesn't matter whether it's a boy or a girl, it doesn't matter. If you're dealing with a masculine type of child, then you are going to affect the feminine they're attracted to. So this can cause challenges for later in life. So this is an important thing to pay attention to. The same thing if you've got a feminine child. It will also still affect how they view the feminine. So what friendships they form, or their relationship with understanding their mother, just in general. So this is an important distinction to make. The same thing goes if it's the other way around. All right, now I'm not talking about the child so much in this case, your child. I'm talking you understanding your own childhood. You understanding your moon sign can then help you understand the types of challenges or things that were good with your own mother, and how that formed your view of the feminine, of the mother energy. So again, if you are a masculine, this is going to affect your feminine relationships with the feminine because of the relationship you had with your mother, because of your moon sign. It's also, if you're feminine, this will affect how you view feminine relationships with other women or just feminine energy in general. And again, it will create a challenge, a wound in terms of your mother. So again, this is a good thing to understand in depth and in complexity. So that's why I'm going to create this reading, so that it's something people can understand in a deep level. And in the reading, I'm not going to just include the moon. I'm going to include lots of feminine placements. And so it's going to be a very detailed, highly thought out, worked out reading. I take these things very seriously. So when it comes to that, it will then give you a strong guide to understand yourself, and if it's about your child, for you to understand your child. But it just helps you understand relationships in general. I also have created an understanding the feminine reading. So again, this can kind of lean into this if you want to understand it more about your relationships with the feminine, or if you want to understand the feminine parts of yourself. So I've created a few different readings, and I'm going to create this other one that's more specific, because the moon sign is so important. The moon is everything, because people a lot of times think that we make decisions by logic, and I'm not saying that we don't, but what goes behind logic is how we feel. So if you're in an unstable sort of emotional state, I don't care how well logic can come into play normally. You're not going to make logical decisions because emotionally you're unhinged at the moment. And it happens to all of us. So, it's not an attack. It's just the understanding that when our emotional state is kind of a bit crazy or haywire, we're not going to make good decisions. And if you don't even understand your emotions, you don't understand your emotional state, and you don't understand your own your own experiences, how you feel and why you feel that way, it's going to make it very challenging for you to, I guess, then move forward and make good decisions. So that's why I think the moon sign is really important. That's why I wanted to do a whole series on it. I did already start talking about Taurus moon on TikTok, and I spent a little bit of time talking about it on Instagram also. Once again, all of my social media accounts, they all have the name Lemuria Insights. So if you want to find different types of content and different things that I go into, then I create different stuff for all. I'm kind of talking about similar ones with this theme, but I'll add little bits and differences per each, different tidbits, so that it's something different if you want to learn a lot more about one particular topic. I am also planning on doing individual placements, so I call them deep dives. So this is going to be on the Gumroad membership. I've already started putting some individual placement videos there, but I haven't gotten to Taurus yet. But obviously I'm going to go through each of those so that it's sort of something you can get into more detail of. But yeah, I'm going to create a few different tiers there, so there'll be different content, and I think that'll be really, really fun. But let's start with Taurus moon. So this is considered exalted. So this is the best possible sign to be in the moon placement. And the reason is that basically you've got to think about the moon. The moon is related to the sign of Cancer. So it's all to do with the ocean tides, the ebb and flow of things, the emotional state, understanding emotions, and how we feel and why we feel. Now, when you put together Taurus and Cancer energy, this is very compatible. Both of these signs feel incredibly seen, cared for, and understood by each other. So again, if you put Taurus in the area of emotions, this creates a very strong, stable, emotional person. They're very aware of their emotions because of the intuition of the moon and the compatibility and the strength and stability of Taurus. So this is a person who, by and large, is going to be able to get along emotionally with most signs. If you're the kind of person who emotionally you're a little bit erratic, you don't like to take your time, you're not very patient, and you want things to be done fast, quick, direct, whatever, this probably won't be a good, moon sign for you. But pretty much everybody else is going to like it. And the moon likes to be here. Let's just state that fact. I think this one can't be understated. The moon wants to be in Taurus. So this is a person who can just be. Time stops. The ability to feel and to be stable, safe, and secure. It's unparalleled in this combination. This is a person you can sit with and have conversations. They can exchange their emotional feelings and states, and you can exchange yours. It creates that safe space in order to exchange those types of interactions. And this is a particular skill that Taurus is really, really good at. So when you place this combination in a child, for instance, they're going to be more stable emotionally than other children. There's going to come across as, probably more mature, more governed, more practical than most children are going to come across. Just from the get-go. Even if other placements of theirs are not as mature, not as stable. Emotionally, they're definitely going to come across this way. Unless they have some really, really strong aspect that really takes over, chances are that's how they're going to come across straight away. And an adult, because they've grown into themselves, the understanding of their emotional center is going to be that much more of awareness and a grounded nature. So again, you just will instantly feel safe and protected in their presence Because you've got to remember, this is the bull. When you think about the bull, now a lot of people will pay attention, sadly, when it comes to bulls. It comes to the bullfights. And, they see these angry, snorting types of creatures. The reality is this is not their natural state. It's because they've been poked and prodded at, which of course is a terribly barbaric sport, which I don't agree with. But when you look at a bull in its natural nature, this is a very slow-moving creature that enjoys the space. They like to eat the grass, graze, and just, time stops. There is no difference whatsoever with a person who has a Taurus moon. This is how they're going to be emotionally. And so they enjoy those sensory pleasures. They enjoy just the time of life, taking their time, feeling what they feel, and, just going through the process. So I hope that was an interesting introduction into the moon series that I'm going to do now, here, as well as the other platforms that I have under Lemuria Insights. And I hope I can help you in terms of readings at a near stage. See you next time.